3, 2, 1. Are you? Alright, so good evening everybody. Today we're going to talk about abortion and our team members Avi, Bria, and Heyi. So let's start from the definition of abortion. Basically, abortion is a medical procedure to remove an embryo out of the uterus. It's an artificial procedure to end pregnancy. And the reason why abortion is so controversial is just because people usually have different conceptions of when life begins. And basically, generally speaking, right now we have two sides of abortion. The first side is pro-life, which is against abortion, and the second one is pro-choice, which is for abortion. And you can see this picture.
Thank you, Heyi. So prior to 1973, abortion legality was given to the states. So as you can see, a majority of the U.S. abortion was illegal. The red represents illegal, the yellow means illegal with stipulations, which means in case of rape or incest, and legal means it was up to the women to decide. Now in 1973, there was a monumental Supreme Court case, Roe versus Wade. This took some of the power away from the states, banning legislative interference up to 13 weeks. As you can see from the timeline, there have been incremental legislation put in place. For instance, in 1976, there was the Hyde Amendment, which put a ban on federal funding. In 1992, Planned Parenthood versus Casey put a more rigid structure in place for third trimester. To where we are today, 2010 to 2017, some of the power is being given back to the states and more protocol is being given on abortion. Now, as my colleague mentioned, there are two sides, pro-choice and pro-life. Pro-choice is for abortion. There are three main points to that argument. Number one, a fetus is not a person. They believe life begins when the fetus is viable, meaning it can live outside of the womb. That occurs at about 24 weeks. Women empowerment, they believe that abortion carries less mental health problems than birthing a baby, an unwanted child. And number three, financial advantage. They believe abortion is cost less than putting a child on welfare for 18 years. Now, that's one perspective. Please allow us to offer you another. Avi?
Thank you, Bria. One of the main arguments of the pro-choice proponents is that a fetus is not alive. Well, we strongly disagree with that argument, and let's see if you agree with us. I would like to introduce you to three cute babies. Baby A is baby Ashley, baby B is baby Brian, and baby C is baby Charlie. Baby Ashley is 10 weeks old. At this point, baby, she has hands, she has feet, and other baby details start developing. Nails are growing, and maybe she's already dreaming about her first manicure. Baby Brian is 15 weeks old. He can already sense the light, and at this point of the pregnancy, his sex is known. Baby Charlie is 24 weeks old. He can hear and recognize the sound of the voice of his mother already. Anybody would like to take a guess on why we have the pictures of these three fruits on the pictures of the babies? Anybody would like to take a guess?
Up their size.
Very good guess. Baby Ashley is approximately the size of a kumquat. Baby Brian is approximately the size of an apple. And baby Charlie is approximately the size of a mango. Unfortunately, their mothers cannot or do not want to keep these babies. So they go to the doctors to explore abortion options, and that's what they're told. Baby Ashley's mother is told that she will have to take 2 pills, one at the doctor's office and one at home. Pill number 1 will interrupt the hormone of growth called progesterone. Pill number 2 will cause, she will have to take it at home and will cause the mother heavy bleeding, cramps, and eventually baby Ashley will be gone. Baby Brian's mother is told that she has to go through a procedure called dilation and curettage. A vacuum that is very similar to what we use at home to vacuum our carpets, just 29 times stronger, will be inserted in the woman's womb. Baby Brian will be suctioned with the placenta out of the mother's womb, and he will end up his life in a glass bottle. Baby Charlie's mother is told that she has to go through a procedure called dilation and evacuation. Unfortunately, baby Charlie's bones are already hard, already calcified, so a vacuum won't do much. The doctors will have to use an instrument called forceps. You can see a picture over here. It's basically long pliers. The doctor will have to insert those pliers inside the mother's womb and tear apart the baby. And every single piece will be put on an operating table. And the nurse will be there counting the pieces and making sure that nothing is left behind. Because we don't want any part of baby Charlie to be left in the mother's womb, because that will cause serious infections to the mother. But if you think that this is gruesome and cruel for the baby, well, we are absolutely on the same page. But please, do not make the mistake to think that this is any easier for the mother. Most of women that go through an abortion procedure will experience some kind of side effects, including physical and emotional traumas. The most common emotional trauma is depression.
Now, we hear that abortion is constitutional. Roe versus Wade was grounded in the 14th Amendment to give women the right to privacy. However, this disregards one portion of the amendment that grants equal protection for life under the law. They also indicate that abortion creates a financial advantage. Let's think about that. Abortion should never be used as a population control tool. The worst genocide in human history, the Holocaust, claimed over 17 million lives. Abortion, since 1973, nicknamed the baby genocide, has claimed over 55 million. Now those babies could have grown to be doctors, lawyers, Columbia students, Columbia professors, but we'll never know. You all remember eugenics in the 1920s, where they sterilized people based on their ethnicity and class? Well, abortion disproportionately affects Black and brown people. 53% of the patients are Black and brown. And then poor income, 75% live below the poverty line. Now, where do we go from here? Heyi?
Well, definitely there are some solutions or alternatives for abortion. So before pregnancy, I guess it is the most efficient way that we can do to those women is the government or the society or different organizations could provide them accessible and affordable birth control methods. And also, the society should advocate or educate people with proper sex education, even from teenagers. And after and during pregnancy, the society should provide financial and emotional support to those women so that they don't have to face all of the problem by themselves and feel so stressful all the time. And then it's also better to provide them adoption and to facilitate the adoption, fostering opportunities for them so that they can have more choices and to avoid to reduce abortion.
To conclude, we believe a fetus is a person. Life begins when a heartbeat is detected.
We strongly believe women's safety because we know abortion could cause could cause severe mentally and physically damage, and women are in control when they have more options.
And finally, we believe that society's job is to protect life, not to legalize murder. Thank you very much for your attention.